Thank you.
Also, we cannot not talk about the fact of how eagerly Pam is to join in Jim's prank and becomes a huge participant, like in pulling this prank on Dwight.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, this is their opportunity to spend time together. Any opportunity to team up with Jim. I mean, in the deleted scene, we established that the phone rings very infrequently.
Yeah.
Which we could probably have guessed anyway. This is so much fun for her.
She is having so much fun, and Jim is just loving it. And his talking head about like how brilliant you were that you just Pam came up with that all on her own. And,
yeah, when I come up to his desk and I'm like all fraught with it. Oh, I just don't know. Michael's told me so many things and I want to unload all these secrets, but he told me not to. And I'm doing that all so that Dwight can overhear it.
Yeah, Dwight's like jackpot. But Jim is just so enamored with Pam in the scene. And you know what? I'm a Jam fan, you guys. I am. And I love their storyline. I was just like a total fan of them. And I remember like every little nugget they had together. I was like, oh my God. And this is definitely one of those episodes.
So the final thing I think we should talk about
let's
this
go
episode
on that note
is the scene with Roy coming into the office and confronting Jim.
You guys are so busted. I remember like being over in accounting being like, oh, and also David Denman can be scary when he wants to be.
He can be intimidating.
He's such a teddy bear in real life.
I know. He's so snuggly.
When he came in like that,
he's a big guy.
He's a big guy. And I think he turns my character on because he's such a man. Like you see that play out later where I'm clearly like enamored with Roy. But in that moment, I was like, oh my God, Roy's going to kick Jim's ass.
Yeah. Your character, Angela, likes a beefy alpha male for sure.
She just does.
That's true. So I remember this scene. I remember breaking it down. We shot a ton of versions of this scene because we really didn't know how big of a reaction Roy should have. So the first thing I remember was that somehow in the scene, when Jim and I are giggling about our accomplishment, we had to find a way to hold hands. That there had to be like
an organic way
where his arm is around me. There had to be something because Roy has walked in the door before and seen Jim standing at reception talking to me. So we had to come up with this reason that John would come around the front of the desk.
He's so excited.
Yeah, he's so excited that he jogs around. So instead of coming up to me with the desk between us, which is what you've seen in the past, this was a big moment. He breaks that barrier. He comes around the desk. He puts his arm on me. We end up kind of holding hands and giggling. And I remember us really struggling to make sure that it looked real and organic and not staged. We didn't want to do something so out of the ordinary that you would be expecting something to happen.
Right.
And I think we accomplished it. And then when he burst in the door, there were a couple of takes where he pushed Jim up against a wall, where he like got really more physical with Jim. And so we shot all these different versions so that we could get it just right.
Right. And the version they went with is the best. I think if Roy had gotten too physical there, it just would have taken us all out of it because we'd be like, whoa. But I think just how ticked off he was. And then I thought John was brilliant in that moment. He was so believable when he was like, I don't even know how to explain this, because he realizes how ridiculous their whole day has been.
Yeah.
And how do you explain what they've been doing?
Yeah.
And they're so busted though. Like
I know.
It is a moment that made me totally cringe.
Yeah. And you know that Pam and Roy had words about that.
Oh, the car ride home.
The car.
Yes. Car ride home.
That was a tough one.
My husband and I always talk about that. Like if we'll be like at a dinner party or something and you see like a couple have like an awkward exchange, I'll like lean over to my husband and be like, oof, car ride home. Car ride home's that's going to be a rough one.